I never thought buying a quiet little ranch in Silver Creek, Texas, would land me in the middle of a full-blown neighborhood war. Me against this overbearing HOA that acted like they owned the whole damn county. But there I was, floating my old fishing boat on my own pond, minding my business, when Evelyn Thorpe, the HOA queen bee, starts screeching from the shore like I'd just invaded her kingdom. "This is private community water, Jack Harlan. Get off or I'll call the sheriff," she yells, her voice sharp as a barbed wire fence, arms flailing, pearls clacking around her neck. And in that moment, as the sun dipped low over the mesquite trees, I felt this slow burn in my gut. Not just anger, but a deep, weary frustration. Because all I wanted was peace after years drilling oil rigs, a place for me, my dog buddy, and maybe a few cold beers at dusk. But Evelyn, she wasn't having it. Her power trip rooted in years of bossing folks around, enforcing rules on mailbox colors and lawn heights, terrified of losing control now that an outsider like me had bought the land with the pond she'd treated as her personal playground. It started innocently enough, or so I thought. 2 years back, I shelled out for this 50-acre spread, complete with a spring-fed pond ringed by cottonwoods, figuring it'd be my slice of heaven after retiring at 54, away from the city grind. The old owner, Mr. Ellis, had let the Willow Grove community folks use it casually. Swim, picnic, whatever, some informal nod because he was getting on in years and didn't mind the company. But when he passed, his son sold it to me fair and square, deed in hand, no strings. I tried being neighborly right off, baked a batch of pecan cookies, yeah, I bake, it's therapeutic, and strolled over to their clubhouse to introduce myself. Evelyn met me at the door, tall and prim, her bob haircut like a helmet, eyeing my cookies like they were contraband. "Hope you're not planning to clutter the shoreline with your ranch junk," she snipped, barely glancing at me. "We've maintained standards here for decades." I chuckled softly, trying to keep it light. "Ma'am, it's my pond now, but I'm open to sharing if folks ask nice. Maybe even teach the kids how to bait a hook." But her eyes narrowed, that frozen smile cracking just a bit, and I could see the gears turning. Her ego bruised because someone wasn't bowing to her HOA throne. Over the weeks, the petty stuff piled up. My private property sign vanished overnight. Teens splashing off my dock and scattering when I waved hello. Even a guy showing up with clippers claiming HOA permit to trim my trees. I stayed calm, mailed them copies of my deed and survey maps. Crickets. Then, one weekend, I spot a full-blown tailgate party on my bank. Grills smoking, music blaring, kids diving in with floaties. And when I politely ask them to pack up, Evelyn storms over, face flushed. "This pond's been ours forever, Jack. You're destroying traditions." Her voice dripped with that mix of entitlement and fear, like I was stealing her legacy, built on manipulating neighbors into thinking she protected their community spirit, when really it was all about her grip on power. I explained the liability, the ownership, but she just huffed. "We'll see about that." And the next day, my boathouse gets trashed, rods snapped, my late dad's tackle box smashed, community water spray-painted in ugly red letters. No proof, but I knew. And it stung. Not just the damage, but the violation, like they'd spat on my fresh start. So I installed cameras, took my boat out for a spin at dawn. Buddy curled at my feet, line in the water. And sure enough, Evelyn's there minutes later, phone in hand, dialing the law. "Trespassing on Willow Grove property," she shrieks as Officer Hayes pulls up, lights flashing but no siren, stepping out with that world-weary sigh. "Sir, got a complaint. Says you're on HOA land." I blinked, rod still in hand. "Officer, I own this pond. House up on the hill's mine, too." He squints. "Proof?" "Deeds in my truck." But Evelyn interrupts, smug as hell. "We warned you, Jack. You can't waltz in and claim what's ours." And right then, as I reeled in, keeping my cool, I felt that shift inside. Not rage, but resolve, like the oil fields taught me. When pressure builds, you don't crack, you channel it. That's when I flipped the script. Didn't yell, didn't sue right away. Instead, I called my buddy Mike, the local real estate whiz, from the boat while they fumed on shore. Find out who owns that community marina they love so much. The docks, the pavilion, all of it. Turns out the holding company was fed up with Evelyn's endless demands, lease expiring, eager to sell. I made a cash offer that afternoon, owned it by evening, every plank, every picnic table, and said nothing. Just smiled as Evelyn paced, oblivious. But she couldn't leave well enough alone. Next morning, she marches to my boathouse with a pry bar, jamming it in the door while Buddy barks frantic inside. "Buddy!" I shout, dropping my gear, sprinting down. "Get away from there!" She yanks the door open, steps in, bar raised like she's ready to swing, and Buddy darts out between her legs, whimpering into my arms. "What in God's name are you doing?" I roar, heart pounding. She spins, wild-eyed. "This is our access point. You can't hoard it all." "Cameras, Evelyn. You're breaking in, threatening my dog." She sneers. "Call the cops. See if they side with a loner like you over us." Oh, that lit a fire. Her desperation showing, rooted in losing that control she'd wielded like a scepter, manipulating the board with whispers of protecting our way of life. I locked Buddy safe, drove to town, and with the new Marina deed, I gated it off, painted private in bold letters, hired a guard. Their big fourth bash. Folks show up with coolers, hit the barrier. "Sorry, private now," the guard says firm. Evelyn explodes. "This is sabotage." From my boat across the pond, speakers blare my voice. "New owner here. Check county records." Chaos erupts, families grumbling, turning away, and emails flood in later, neighbors apologizing. "She never said it was private. We thought you were the bully." But Evelyn doubles down. Dead fish pile on my lawn at night, footage catching her Lexus, her face clear as day, dragging bags like a bad spy movie. Pity hit me then. She was unraveling, her identity tied to that HOA crown. I hosted a lakeside meetup, BBQ and all. Showed the deeds, the videos. Folks gasp as Evelyn's caught on screen. "You lied to us!" a mom shouts. Evelyn storms off, pale, defeated, but not done. Her treasurer Derek, quiet yes man in his sweater vests, torches my dock at dawn, flames roaring, Buddy barking me awake, arson, gas can glint on camera, his glasses give him away. Another gathering, footage plays, crowd turns. Disgrace. Derek bolts, arrested that night. But Evelyn's real play? Suing for community domain, claiming generational use to seize my pond, her final grasp at power, twisted by jealousy over my independence. I countersued for fraud, media swarmed, rancher versus HOA tyrants, and I won, council ruling my way, nailing the letter to the gate like a trophy. Yet as the dust settled, a silver SUV lingers, Evelyn's, with a suit from Horizon Developments snapping pics. Card dropped. Big-time builders eyeing my land for condos, her secret deal to sell out the neighborhood for kickbacks, bribing officials. Threats escalate. Photos of my house, Buddy, even my sister's place. Notes warning. Some things break easy. Then Buddy vanishes, note on the door. Sell or lose more. Gut-wrenching fear hit. They'd crossed into cruelty, desperate for millions in profits. I called the feds on their grant fraud. Raids hit. Evelyn cuffed for bribes, Horizon crumbling on the news. Buddy found safe at a gas station, jumping into my arms. I wept. No shame. HOA dissolved. I bought the Marina cheap, turned it public, no rules, just open fun. Now I sit on the rebuilt dock, Buddy at my feet, sun setting golden, peace finally mine. But was I too harsh, turning their world upside down? Could kindness have fixed it sooner? Or was the fight inevitable against folks like that? Drop a comment. Where you from? And what's your take on HOA bullies or standing your ground? Share your story. Let's chat about justice in these crazy times.